Janelle was really easygoing.
Adam was sweet.
She never really fought anything as far as rules or anything like that, and she was always very compliant. And
he'd eat, he'd sleep, and when he was awake, he was perfectly calm and content.
I guess the thing I really enjoyed doing with Janelle probably was like taking her for a walk in the wagon and singing songs with her and reading stories.
He was always coming up with something. He was always doing something that his older brother never did.
I used to just love her innocence. We had a whole bunch of different fish, and her favorite were the Mickey Mouse fish. So she was about 4 years old back then. One of the fish happened to die, one of the Mickey Mouse, one of her favorites. So what I did is I put the fish in the toilet, the dead fish, and I flushed it. Unbeknown to me, that fish floated. So what happened is the next morning you wake up and you go to the bathroom and you start yelling and screaming and say, "Dad, my fish swam from my aquarium all the way to the toilet."
Adam a lot of times wanted to do things to copy his brother. One time they were seeing who could jump off the highest step.
And I'd say, "Okay, don't go any higher." "No, no, one more step." He broke his foot.
But it also allowed me to cut his cast off when it was time to take it off. It was interesting to do.
I used to take her for a walk, and she would be in the red wagon, and I would have like a cassette player, and she would sing really loud, and she was really cute when she used to sing her little nursery rhyme songs.
I always felt Adam was way smarter than me. And so that was kind of intimidating as a mom. If he'd asked me a question, I was sure I didn't know the full extent of the answer that he wanted, and I couldn't get away with because I said so. I remember one day he came home from school and he was so hungry. I said, "Why are you so hungry?" He says, "Because I didn't have my lunch." I said, "What do you mean? Where was your lunch?" "Well, I threw it up on the neighbor's roof." I said, "Why did you do that?" "Well, you never told me I couldn't do that."
Yeah, so I do remember that Janelle used to want to either be a bagger at the grocery store or a garbage man collector, I think it was, yes. And so she used to get really excited about going to the window and watch the garbage truck come to the house to pick up the garbage.
And I remember that, you know, as you know, Marissa was, was premature. And one of the things that I recall is that you bonded with her, just so quickly. I mean, who says there's no love at first sight? And you just absolutely adored her. She was just there, and you were just so interested and hoped and wished that she could get out of the hospital as soon as possible so that you could go play with her. And you wanted her to go play.
I remember Aaron and Adam in the wintertime getting on top of the swing set and playing lightsaber wars and falling back into the snow drifts. I know one time the drift was big enough in the back of the garage that we could slide off the garage roof into the snowbank.
From the time Janelle was very little, like in kindergarten, any project that she had to do, she always did it above and beyond the Call of Duty. She always had to have all the stickers, and the front cover had to be nice, and everything had to be really perfect and creative.
Adam loved to draw. He made his own little easel out of some extra wood we had, and he had such an incredible eye, and I can't draw anything. And so we could tell right away that he was really into art.
Sports was not her forte, but she did love the arts, and she loved the music.
In high school, she was on the color guard team, she was in the band, she played the flute, she played the keyboard.
I do remember coming home one day from work. As I came into the house, Adam was at the piano, Aaron was playing a saxophone, and I think Paul was in the background on some drums, but anyway, they had a few bars of Take 5 for me, which that was one of my favorite songs.
And we had gone to this concert called Hanson. We went to the Hollywood Bowl and we watched the whole concert, and then of course after the concert was over, there were millions of cars coming out of the parking lot all at the same time, all heading at the same direction, and there I was trying to navigate myself through the traffic, and in the back seat they were all yelling at me, hurry up, catch the tour bus, catch the tour bus! And they were all mad at me because like I lost the tour bus and didn't want to do everything they wanted me to do.
When Adam got into high school, he was into recording. He had like a video camera, or he used ours or something, I don't know. And through that, he got involved in theater. And we kind of thought that, oh yeah, he'll be in the lighting department or he would be behind the camera. And surprise again, there he was. He got parts in the play. It was just a hoot.
When Adam wanted to get into films, I wasn't sure that that was something that you could make a living on, but he was passionate about it, and so we kind of accepted the fact that this is probably where he's going to end up.
I remember the corner, the very corner that we stood on, having to wait for the Hanson bus. And then when we went to the New Kids on the Block, I told Janelle, do you remember this corner? Oh my gosh, I remember having to wait for that bus, and now you're actually riding the tour bus. So those are some of the things that I really remember and that I just feel so proud of her for.